I was just at a funeral mass, and I didn't expect to do this today, but I'm going to, because something was said that had me thinking, and I made a connection immediately. And I just want to share with everyone, in case you didn't know, that I'm Cuban American. There's something wrong going on with our party, and if you're a GOP voter, this message is for you. And if you're one of my friends that did not vote, or that voted for Romney because you thought there was no other choice, this message is also for you, because we have a party that is not responding to our needs, and we have some representatives that are not responding to our needs, and we have a senator right now who is incredibly, articulate and talented and wonderful and exciting and young, but he's not connecting, or his supporters. I'm talking to the supporters now who are supporting anyone who is not supporting the people who are anti-big government, okay? So I'm going to talk to you right now. Open your eyes. Your party is doing a lot to diminish your importance in the political process. There's a reason why we get candidates like Romney who are lackluster, unexciting, and a little dim, There's a reason for it. The reason for the party being against the people is that it has become a political class, and you supporters who are out there supporting what other people call rhino candidates, you are part of the problem, because you're not aware of what establishment means. If you in particular are supporting anyone such as Marco Rubio, Jeb Bush, I can't think of anybody right now, because those two are the most prominent Republicans right now that are being set up to be the next in line. Now, I got into a movement about 1.5 years ago, and it's been an amazing experience. I have been one of the people that has wanted to see someone like Marco Rubio. He's a Cuban American. He had his parents, his whole life, has been leading up to this point. And I've also supported and been proud of, and have been very just happy for anyone getting involved in politics who is Cuban American, because I know for a fact that we stand for anti-government, anti-big government issues. But what's happening here in America right now is an establishment problem. This is to the voters now, okay, the supporters of these candidates. I want to appeal to your reason, because we have an establishment, and an establishment is simply a political class. Everyone is going, oh, you know, but this establishment, what is an establishment? I myself ask the question, what is an establishment? Why are some people considered establishment and others not? The establishment is somebody who comes into politics for the right reasons to effect positive change, and they run on a certain message, and the Tea Party has been very effective in getting that message across to even the Republican candidates who have been establishment, who want to be reelected. The problem is they don't keep the promises that they make when they first get elected, and it becomes this vicious cycle. So they get into Washington, they get drenched in all this other kind of talk and anti-Tea Party talk and all these other kinds of peer pressure, if you can compare it to that, and they start slipping away, and they start slipping away from us, and they start disrespecting our message, and they become part of the problem. And we see these fresh candidates go in and come out 2 years later, and we call them little rhinos, or we call them, you know, a new rhino. It's the best term that we can come up with, but basically what is happening to those Tea Party candidates that ran on Tea Party message, they're being part of the corruption that we are trying to clean up. Now, voters, you need to know who your candidates are. You need to be honest with yourselves, and you need to have intellectual integrity and intellectual honesty. If your candidate is associated and speaking on behalf of candidates who are part of the problem and who are not part of the solution of smaller government and reining in all the spending and just the simple things that we just want, small government, people should not have to do more than just have an opinion. That's what voters do. They have lives to lead, just like the people I met last night. I don't blame voters, except that the politicians have taken advantage of people being busy and not following politics and not following them. So the politicians know they can get away with a lot because people are working, they have businesses, they have families to raise, they have, it's just so jam-packed. No one has the time to worry about people they elected, or they just turn off because nothing appeals to them, and that is to the advantage also of the politicians who are in charge. So let's be honest. You need to be honest with yourselves. Why are some of your candidates, the ones that you prefer or are supporting already for 2016, which is 4 years away, why are you supporting someone if they haven't proven to you what they have done, what they have accomplished, whether or not they are trustworthy and honest and reliable? What have they done? So I'm asking you to understand we have an establishment problem, which is a political class problem, and the mother and the father of this family is we have the D's on the left and the R's on the right. Consider the D's the husband and the R's the wife. They're together. This parenthood, which is called our government, is suffocating the kids. And kids grow up and they want to be free from, emancipated from the government of parenthood. It doesn't mean government is bad. It means that parents have also a place, and this is for kids. If you're one of those children who is not involved in the discussion of politics, I understand. Now, if you're thinking about government the way I'm talking about it, it's parents. It's like having parents constantly on your back, no matter where you go. If you go to your first job, your parent is right there like a shadow. If you get your first paycheck, the government is there taking away the third of what you made and putting it in their bank account. And then the government is never going away. This is what we are standing for. This is what we, Tea Party, American people, that's all the Tea Party is. It's just the American people. We just want small government. We just want government out of our lives. And you have to be informed enough, because I can't trust the left informing their voters. So we as GOP voters, as GOP parents, as GOP aunts and uncles and friends, and just regular everyday citizens, we have to talk about this every single day. And we have to understand, we get the kind of candidates like the one we had who just lost. And we get them because people are not talking enough about the problem on our side. I want to open this up to a discussion, a conversation, an ongoing conversation. We have to have this conversation. We can't just secede from a party. You can't just secede from a family. You can't just leave your parents. Your parents are going to be there forever. And if you are an adult, you deal with them. And if you are growing up, I know you rebel. I know when you're 15, I remember that very well. You rebel, you rebel, you rebel. You don't want them in your back, but then you miss them. You want some of them. The government's role is just to take care of you enough so that you're protected and to help you when you need them. There's nothing wrong with disability. There's nothing wrong with government help. There's nothing wrong with assistance. We got a little bit of assistance when we got to this country. We got 2 jars of peanut butter. I remember. I'll never forget. We had a little money, a little cash for my mom. Within a month, got a job. And she started working, and she, we had a few food stamps, but this is nothing. That was appropriate assistance. This is nothing compared to what is considered assistance now, which is enabling people into a kind of dependence. And I'm telling you this because your party leaders are hijacking the message of what the Republican Party is about. And they're also, as Hispanic speaking right now, I'm telling you, they are taking the immigration message to the stupidest level that no one is voting on immigration. No one that I know has voted on immigration. Everyone is turned off by the type of candidates we have, the lack of charisma, etc., like I mentioned before. So I'm appealing to people who are not understanding what's going on in